We spent 8 years as a community putting it together to build the new church. With all the ups and downs, it was the community working together and using unity principles of prosperity thinking to create this building.
We came in 1997. We were looking for someone. We wanted a unity minister to marry us in May of that year, knowing full well that we would have the perfect answer when it came, Reverend Ann Thomas. He invited us to come to services that Sunday, and they were held at Martha Lake Community Center at that time, because this beautiful church that we're sitting in was still a vision at that time.
In the face of every challenge, from the lender request to raise an additional $50,000 in 60 days, to problems with sewer access, to the appearance of protected salmon in the adjacent stream.
This project was deemed necessary because this region's watershed is critical for salmon to spawn.
To the necessary architectural redesigns, it's been written that the collection of souls known as Unity in Lynnwood only grew in community, under their adopted motto, "Come see what faith can do."
And that's probably the biggest thing that I enjoy, was the people and their willingness to come together and to create something much bigger than themselves.
Yet again, the idea was growing, being articulated, cultivated, and expressed by new people in new ways.
Unity in Lynnwood. It's been such a important part of my life since 2001.
We have been coming to Unity Church in Lynnwood for 20 years, which seems like an awfully long time. We came here, like many young families, because we needed a spiritual home for our young family at the time. We had come from different traditions and were looking for a different place, a different kind of place. And I think after 20 years, we can safely say that we found it.
Yes.
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 My husband Ken and I and our kids have been involved with Unity Church in Lynnwood for almost, 18 years now.
I actually came to this community around 2003 when the building was constructed. I didn't know that at the time, and neither did my family, but I have been here since then. Been part of the youth programs.
So yeah, our primary concern was we really need to bring our children up in some kind of spiritual tradition that was different from what we grew up in. But we also, when we found Unity in Lynnwood, we found that, there's something for us grown-ups too. It wasn't just for the kids.
And so wanting to introduce my daughter to Unity, I brought her here, having never attended.
The congregation was small enough that at that time, we all joined hands and formed a circle. And the pianist, who was Stefan, played "Let There Be Peace on Earth" and "Let It Begin With Me." And we all held hands and sang.
When we first came here, when this building was first built, the congregation was small enough that we would all circle around and hold hands and sing the peace song at the end of the service.
And our 3-year-old daughter sort of slipped through our fingers and ran into the middle of the circle and started to dance.
This community has always been very loving and accepting and just very supportive in a lot of ways.
Upon Reverend Ann's retirement, the search committee wrote, "We seek a visionary leader to support us as we instill our spiritual community with a deep sense of connection. We look forward to creating a dynamic community that will attract new members. The ideal candidate will inspire spiritual growth through an effective and compelling Sunday message, enliven foundational unity principles, and take us well beyond toward spiritual maturity." It was released in the August 2011 newsletter that Reverend Mary Omwake had been secured for the senior leadership post of Unity in Lynnwood. Reverend Mary's notable tenure was followed by the community's unanimous hire of Dr. Richard Loren held in September of 2013.
Good morning, Unity in Lynnwood. Good morning. It is a delight to see you.
In the years since, UIL has become a destination for acclaimed guests, such as Bishop John Shelby Spong, Marianne Williamson, Reverend Dr. Bishop Barbara King, Reverend Dr. Temple Hayes, Donald Neal Walsh, Dr. Joan Borisenko, Reverend Howard Caesar, Reverend Dr. Roger Teal, and so many more. As a community, we've completed 2 refinance efforts, installed a wedding and event gazebo, incorporated We Care Academy, produced national practicums addressing matters of race, hosted countless acclaimed musicians, acquired the adjacent 5.5-acre nature preserve.
The Snohomish County Planning Department was very satisfied and designated this buffer zone to be a native growth protection area in perpetuity.
And even now we work to launch a locally sourced organic vegetarian restaurant as a nod to the roots of the Unity movement. In those same years, even while navigating the demands of a global pandemic, Unity in Lynnwood has welcomed newcomers into our expanding community with vigor and celebrated the licensing and ordination of 2 new Unity ministers, Reverend Dr. Richard Loren Held and Reverend Nina Clark. Yet again, it seems clear that the idea has continued to grow, being articulated, cultivated, and expressed by new people in new ways.